in San Francisco.
Welcome into Box Office Quarterbacks. We've been gone for a little bit, but we are back now with my friend Gerald Tracy. Yeah, back at it again, talking about Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Gerald, very surprised by this show. I know you were too.
Yeah, I'm not exactly someone you would call a huge Godzilla fan. I've enjoyed a few of the movies here and there. And when I was in Tokyo, of course, you go and see all the Godzilla stuff you can. It's really freaking cool. But I've just never been that big of a fan. And to see that, like, when I saw the trailers for this come out around the same exact time that Japan's version of Japan's Godzilla movie trailer came out, I was really worried about, like, what was going on here. Just why are we getting so much Godzilla content at once? And I got to say, after 3 episodes, I think I'm on board.
I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. I really dig the characters and especially the back and forth timeline where you have Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell playing the same character, and you get Kurt Russell at the end of episode 2 as the older version. But yeah, this expands upon the MonsterVerse that was created way back in 2014, I think, with the Godzilla movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Bryan Cranston for 5 minutes. It's definitely the thing I've enjoyed the most out of the MonsterVerse in the past 5 years, I would say, at least.
Oh yeah, at least, and I agree, and that's why I was so worried about it. Like the MonsterVerse to me wasn't exactly something I was keeping up with. In fact, if somebody had told me it was dead a few months ago, I would have fully believed them. So to see this come out like this, and it's gotten decent reviews so far from other people as well. So I mean, like I said, it's intriguing, right? Taking a young woman, a Japanese American woman who was in the San Francisco attacks from a few years ago, and having her dad killed off screen, just for her to find out that when she goes back to where her father, like some kind of a key leading to a place in Japan, back in Tokyo, that she found of her father's. Takes her there, and she ends up finding out that her father had a whole other secret family. So, like, and that kind of being the crux of where everything gets kicked off, I think made it very interesting and showed us a different side of the MonsterVerse than what we have seen in the movies previous.
Yeah, and we still don't know her connection to Monarch or the dad's connection to Monarch, so I really do like that it's keeping us guessing. It is very high budget. That's what I really like about this movie. Like the first episode, you get King Kong in the first 5 minutes and John Goodman running away from King Kong. You get glimpses of Godzilla from G Day in San Francisco, and you get this crazy bat like creature at the end of episode 2. So the budget is so much better than like most Hollywood movies. Like this looks so much better than everything on Netflix. It
Mhm.
even looks better than Kong versus Godzilla, which was the last movie that came out in this universe.
Exactly like you said, it's high quality stuff, and for about an hour each episode. And the third episode only came out just a few days, like a day ago when we're recording this right now, maybe 2 days ago. But that, without spoiling it, is for any further, because I do know that people are going to want to watch this rest of the season. Um, it doesn't get any worse, and a lot of the stuff is great. Both of the Russells are great. The siblings, some of the emotions that they're able to show, even though they're just met, but at the same time feel like they might have known each other for almost their entire life. There's a whole bunch of crazy. It's really good, man. It's just it's hard to just really put to words just how surprised I was and what we ended up getting so far compared to what I was expecting. I didn't think I'd get through episode one, and I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, Apple just has these crazy budgets for this for their shows, and I think
Well,
their
I mean, when
shows,
we spend as much as we do on these
yes,
phones,
finally paid off. Thank
finally
you,
paid off.
Apple.
Maybe
Uh,
they can take over one of the
by Disney,
by Disney,
make those Marvel special effects look like this because we've been
right?
lacking in that department. But
Right.
yeah, like we're having a Godzilla renaissance. You have Godzilla -1 coming out in Japan. You have this show coming out. You have another Kong versus Godzilla movie coming out, or they're teaming up or some shit. I'm honestly not paying attention. But that's what we got. Um, where does this kind of rank for you, Gerald, when it comes to Godzilla movies or TV shows or anything like that of the past?
Oh man, that's hard. Especially with only having seen 3 episodes so far. But I'll say that I don't know if I'd call it a Godzilla show. It's in the universe for sure, and it obviously has the titular character, but it's more of a just understanding the origin of how humans started to interact with Godzilla in this universe and other titans, enabling us to kind of see what the organization that studies these titans and the people who work for that organization are. And I think that's building upon something that we've never really seen. I mean, from the outside looking in, as a non-Godzilla fan, it's a movie slash series about a giant dinosaur wreaking havoc, and nothing can really freaking stop them. It's not, it doesn't bring that much of an interesting story beat to me as an outsider looking in. This brings an entire different story beat and makes me really want to continue watching this, and maybe even seeing future installments of the movies more than what I've have in the past. Again, I've seen most of them. I just tend to kind of, what's the word, I wait for it to watch it, like I wait a
Yeah.
while, but I watch them.
Yeah, like me and my wife were really hyped on this show when it came out, and we watched '98 Godzilla with Matthew Broderick. We're like, oh, we both love that movie. Let's watch that. That movie is terrible. That is a horrible, horrible movie that only a child could like, and I was a child when I saw that movie. But I really liked this. I really liked Godzilla King of Monsters, which was the sequel to Godzilla. Kong vs. Godzilla is what it is. That was more of like a CGI, like break shit fest. But
That's
I
that's the
really
one
am
where they
digging
end
this.
with like the mechanical Godzilla too, right?
That is that one. That was in the middle of the pandemic. That was
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah,
early
yeah, yeah, yeah.
days.
When
Yeah.
it was like Kong versus Godzilla, but not really because we're gonna bring this mechanical guy in anyway.
Yes, they did
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Batman versus Superman thing
yeah.
where
The Batman versus Superman thing where they hype up the fight for the entire time just to not give you the fight, but for like five
yes,
minutes. Yes.
mechanical Godzilla is
Oh,
doomsday in this
yeah.
scenario. Um, yeah, we can only go up from there. Let's just say that. But Gerald, anything else you want to add on this show before we get out of here?
Well, I think overall, I'm gonna give this a high starter for now. I want to see how this ends up through the rest of the season, and whether or not we get more than one season is also interesting to me. I understand that a lot of people out there are finding it difficult to keep up with these universes, but the fun thing about it is you don't have to keep up with every universe, and I think this show, depending on how it does, is going to be a deciding point for me. So it could very well end up being a Hall of Fame show, but it could also become a binge show. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm giving it a high starter based off what I've seen, and the raw talent that I'm seeing from everybody on it.
Yeah, I'll give it initially an all-star. I think that we're off to a really strong start. I love the cast. I love that you got Anders Holm from Workaholics in here. I was like so proud of him when he showed up.
And he's somehow everybody's grandfather.
Yes, so crazy seeing him in here. But yeah, the special effects are like top notch.
Hmm.
um I hope we do get a season 2. Like, I've seen some hype on this, but I haven't really seen many of the nerd sites talk about this, so I'm hoping that this kind of picks up a little bit and we do get a season 2. But strong start to this universe. Happy to see what comes next. Happy to see what also comes next with our sponsor, Rival Fantasy Sports. Gerald, you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Become a rival with Box Office QBs. How can you do that? Go to joinrival.com/boxofficeqbs, where there you can sign up and deposit. Your first deposit of up to $200 will be matched. You'll also get $25 in free play and a $10 voucher. You can do a lot of things on this app, from fantasy betting to betting on just players in general amongst your friends saying, I bet Kirk Cousins will have a better game than Daniel Jones, or so on, whoever it might be. And both of those guys are injured, but who cares, because your friend will be an idiot and you'll win all the money anyway. So again, go to joinrival.com/box office QBs.
Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones are the MVPs of the ACL Recovery League right now. So you could
They
also bet on
really
that.
are. They really are.
Yes.
They really
Yes.
are.
All right. Well, that is box office QBs for this week. We'll see you guys very, very soon.